Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Qualified Podcast. With me today is Nadege Zitelli from Houston, Texas, with her business, Mobile Waxing Houston. Nadege, thank you so much for joining me today for the interview.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So, what's your background? Give us a little bit of your backstory.
So I'm originally from France. I arrived in United States in 2015, and I was going to I mean, when I arrived, I didn't really speak English, so I was looking for a reconversion. I don't know if it's the same in English, like, change my field because I'm originally esthetician.
Okay.
But lucky me, we have like a strong French community here, and on the Facebook page, the French people who was coming in Houston was asking if they know like a esthetician who go to their house. So yes, my business started like that. I was like, okay, that's a great deal for me. So yeah, it was a little bit scary because new country, new language, but like working with my community helped a lot.
That's huge. Having a community backing you is
Exactly.
definitely a nice bonus. And with your background being an esthetician, it just seemed to naturally fit into you starting your own business here.
hmm
So, what year did you start your business?
I start around 2016, I believe. Yes. But it was just like part time to try how that works. But, every beginning is always slow and, harder. So I wasn't very stressed about that. But yeah, it was around 2016.
Okay. And how many do you have any employees that work with you, or is it just yourself?
It is so hard to find employees. I don't know if it's just my field, but qualified employees is so hard, and just a regular one is even, I don't know. But I try when I got pregnant 3 years ago, and I interviewed several people. They was answering me like 3 days later, and it wasn't very consistent. And I feel like people doesn't like to drive very much in Houston, so I just give up.
Better to have just, I guess, in your case, yourself, so you don't
Yeah,
have to worry about any people calling off or any issues
exactly.
with that.
Because when people like write review about my business, the first thing they always says is like I'm on time. I was very surprised in the beginning, but yeah, now living in Houston, I understand people are always late. And if I hire somebody, I expect the same thing. In Houston, yeah, they're not on time like ever.
It
So it's hard.
happens, but if it's constant, then you definitely don't want that in your business. Why
Yes,
did
I'm
you?
never late. Even if I go to the same clients like every month, I always put my GPS to make sure I don't have a traffic because in Houston, you never know what to expect.
Yes, living in Chicago, I know exactly how that is. You always got to give yourself at least 20 minutes extra
hmm
to get to where
Yeah,
you're going.
exactly.
Why Houston? Did you know leaving France you wanted to go
Well,
to Texas and Houston
no,
specifically?
because my ex-husband was living here, so I moved here.
Okay. What's the best thing about France, in your opinion?
I was living in Switzerland before to come here.
Okay.
But I mean, I like live, I guess when you're from a country, you don't really appreciate it. But yeah, I prefer like living. If I have to go back, that's gonna be London or Switzerland. That was my favorite country to live. So
So what's the best thing about Switzerland?
the pay the life is expensive, but the salary, go with it. So, um, I like the fact, like, you can travel around like easily because everything is kind of next door. And then I just love like the people mentality. They're not fake, they're straightforward, and no BS. It's just the lifestyle. I just love the lifestyle, and I love the fact like we always outdoor. In Houston is hard. It's too hot, so we barely spend time outside,
I have a cousin
unfortunately.
that lives in Switzerland, and he says the same thing. The people,
Mhm,
the way of life is just a lot better, and he's lived
mhm.
all around the world. So him and his family just absolutely love it there. When you were younger, did you know that you wanted to be an esthetician, a business owner, or you
No,
had no clue?
no, no. I remember growing up, I always told my dad I don't want to go to college because I want to work. I didn't know it was possible like to work and go to school in the same time. And I always told him that's what I want to do. He was like, "Me alive, you're gonna go," but he passed away unfortunately. And I was like, "Okay, I'm not gonna go to college." So I met somebody who told me, "Oh, you love like take care of yourself. I see you, in this field." I was like, "I don't want to do a job like I'm gonna touch stranger. Like I cannot do that." And in France, before if you decide like you want to be, I don't know, esthetician like me, you have to be intern. So I did my internship, and I love it. Like I was like, okay, that's what I want to do.
Awesome. I feel internships are good because
Hmm.
you don't necessarily waste a lot of money going into the field right away. You can see if you
Exactly.
like it for a little bit, which turned out fantastic for you because you did end up
Hmm.
loving it and now you have your own business.
Yes.
What inspired you to start your own business coming here instead of working for a salon?
Freedom. Freedom. Um, when I graduated in France, I went to live in Switzerland, in New Caledonia. I went to live in London. I love to travel, and I feel like my field is just the best way to do so. So, I mean, it's just easier. You can do whatever you want. The only bad thing when you're self-employed is like if you go on vacation, you don't get paid. So that's the only done part. But other than that, just freedom.
And
And
going back,
on my side, be mobile waxing. I just leave my house when I have a client instead to go to a salon and wait all day long. At least I can spend time with my kids. So it's just amazing. I love my freedom. So it's a
freedom
win.
is absolutely number
Mm,
one. And I feel like that's a lot of reasons why, or the reason why a lot of business owners start a business is to have that
exactly.
freedom for their family or travel or whatever else that they want to do. If you get to the point where you do start hiring reliable workers, then you will get paid
Mhm.
while traveling because then they can work for
Exactly.
you and you just manage them.
Hmm.
How much did you invest in the business when you started?
Mm, I invest more with the advertisements, and it didn't work out for me. So around not much, like I mean, not much is kind of something, but it's like 3,000. And I make my own website. I learn everything from scratch because I hired somebody to make my website, and it was just so ugly. So I just decided to go on YouTube and do myself. But yeah, I spend money more on the advertisements, and it was a bad thing because with my field, because I'm going to people house, they just find me. If they're looking for somebody, they just go on Google and they find me. So I just stop advertising.
Your name, Mobile
Mhm.
Waxing Houston, is more like a keyword, like you just said.
Yeah.
Customers just go on Google and instead,
Mhm.
they don't know if it's their first time looking for somebody. They don't know
Yes.
these companies' names. You
Mhm.
kind of doubled down and took that and made it your business name, which if anybody is curious, you look it up. her Google profile comes up, all your reviews, so you're automatically dominating that keyword
Exactly.
as your business name, which is very creative and smart. It's a great idea, especially if the niche is kind of small and there's not a lot of competition. Anybody who
So,
new who wants to start and come in, they're going to be fighting against your own business name when they're ranking. So,
yes. But actually, I was my first the for my website. I was looking for Houston waxing first, but it was already taken. But I guess the person wasn't really working mobile. But yeah, I guess they just want to take the name and resell it. But I don't know. But yeah, that was my second choice, and it's still working pretty good. So I'm happy
so
with it.
walk me through a normal booking process, not the actual process, but what your day looks like once somebody books and you have an appointment.
So if they book like example like same day, they have like I have 3 hours like
Like a
where I
minimum?
have yes. So and they have to pay like $20 extra if they book the same day. I used to have like a lot of clients booking the same day, but after COVID, it was just too much because while people was stay at home, I was working the whole time. So yeah, so when they book the same day, that automatically receive the notification, and it's just pretty easy with you guys. I just yeah, somebody book, I receive a the notification, I accept or no, and that's it.
Do you have a lot more same day or book out?
I have a lot of membership now.
Okay.
Yes.
How big is your radius that you travel to?
The maximum I'm going to is 1 hour because I used to live like in the center of Houston, and I moved after like 2 years ago, but I still keep the zip code because it's my regular client. So maximum an hour without the traffic, of course.
That's traffic is definitely huge. Um,
Hmm.
Challenges. What are some of the challenges that you faced when starting and even now?
I don't really have a challenge, honestly. I don't know. Yeah,
I like that.
my
Nobody's ever really
friend
said that.
was scared for me because she was like, "Yeah, he's not friends. You're gonna go to people's house." So I kind of like freak out in the beginning, and when somebody was like booking online, I was doing like background checking, but it just takes too much time. You just have to trust your guts, like I always do. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go with the flow, and I never faced no, never faced any challenge. Honestly, you just have to be patient. I guess that was my challenge because I'm not patient. I want everything to work out like at the moment, but it's impossible. But only yeah, that's it.
I like the way you look very optimistically when you don't see challenges. It's another thing that you need to get done and you get over it and through it and on to the next thing.
Yes, exactly.
Not a lot of competition, right? If any, maybe
Yeah.
just the salons where people go into.
Even though because I'm doing a lot of men, and even when I took a month off because I have a baby recently, they still was waiting for me because one of my clients told me he tried to contact a salon and they want to charge him like the double because he was a man. So it's a win-win for me. I
So are your
don't know
clients,
why people are just scared to wax men. I don't know, but it's good for me. I have more clients like that.
since you don't mind men or women, it like you
Hmm.
said, definitely better for you because more clients and
Hmm.
more opportunities. Would you say you have more men clients than women clients?
Yes, yes, exactly. I probably have 60, 70% of men.
Oh my gosh, that's
Hmm.
quite a bit. A lot more
Yes.
than I would expect. Your time during the day, how do you prioritize everything with running the business and then also your clients and now your baby and family? How do you do it?
Is is very easy with your system, guys, because because I'm doing monthly membership, so I already know how my week gonna look like. And if I always have like somebody who book last minute, so is I'm not busy, but it just I'm very good with the number of clients I have because I still have time because I'm doing I started a digital business too. So I try it's very overwhelming because of the kids. They take a lot of time, but in the same time I it's easy to manage. So it's not that bad. I guess because I know like how many clients I'm gonna have for the waxing, and like this week is my busiest week.
How many clients do you have this week?
I have a client every day. Usually it's like every other day. It depends, but yeah, this week I have a client every day.
Multiple clients per day, too?
I because I just have the baby. I try to do two maximum for right
Two
now.
max. And with charging membership, the monthly membership, is it a membership fee and then the service on top of it?
No,
Or
no,
just the
I'm just
package, the monthly
yeah.
package?
So what I'm doing is like if it's somebody who do like example Brazilian every week, every month, I'm just give like 15% off and is just every 4 weeks or for some people is every 5 weeks. So I don't charge anything extra because they are already my regular, clients. So
How many clients do you have roughly in total?
maybe 300 roughly.
That's quite a bit.
Yeah, because I have a lot of people, businessmen who come in Houston, and then, just like one time or always when they come back, they always call me because they say like the state they're living in, they cannot find anybody who wax men.
What would you say is the hardest thing running your business wise?
Um, I don't have anything, like, I don't really have any hard stuff about it. Oh, maybe, people try to hack my website lately. So I have to pay like extra with my host to protect it. But other than that, yeah, no, it's not that hard.
It's
I
not
don't have
hard
any.
when you're the one doing everything
No,
yourself.
no. I used to like only use like my phone for the booking. Like clients used to just call me, and that was overwhelming before I have booking koala. But when COVID started and my boyfriend installed it, that was just easier. I don't have to do anything. Sometimes they just call me like, I used to do, oh, can I have book or can I have, can I set an appointment? Just like, okay, I'm just gonna send you the link and that's it. I don't I don't waste my time like I used to, like, oh my God, I'm driving and sometimes I forget to, write that down because I was driving, and now just you guys make my life easier, so no complaint.
Do you do any marketing?
No, no. Like
That's
I
the
said,
first I've heard.
yes, I used to do that in the beginning, and honestly, it didn't work out. Like, I guess because it's very intimate. Is correct? Intimate?
Intimate.
Intim? Yes. So they're just looking for me when they need me. I feel like if I'm going like to reach out to them, they it doesn't work out. So I
So
just stop. I invest on anything.
you the marketing money that you put in before was basically a waste. You didn't really ever
Yes,
get clients.
exactly.
You're just going and locking the ones that come to you.
Exactly. So I used to like send like text message like weekly, but it's just a waste because I do membership now, and so it's just my regular clients, and the new clients I have usually is businessmen who come in Houston, and so I don't do anything, honestly. I don't need
So
to do
it's
anything.
do you go to hotels a lot then, or Airbnbs, or
Both. Yes, when I have like people from the other time, is usually hotel, and I try even like to give business card at the hotel or like apartment building, but it didn't work. So that was just a waste of money with the business card or like the flowers. So I don't do that anymore.
so the best thing that you've done for marketing is using that keyword as your business name.
Exactly. I didn't even know it was a big deal until you just talk about that. So obviously, honestly.
I mean, you have 300 recurring clients, or a base of recurring clients that's 300 wide. You don't do any marketing.
No.
Your name is a keyword search, which is in your area great because not a lot of businesses, but you have people that come in from out of town. Houston
Hmm.
is definitely a big hub for business travel. So
Yes.
it is, it's a little shocking. It's quite shocking, but it makes sense. It does make sense. Um, Having no other marketing spend, that's more shocking that
Hmm.
it's you don't really yield a lot of results from that. But at the
Hmm.
same time, I can see it because I would say a lot of people, like you kind of mentioned, book that service when needed. Not
Yeah.
a lot of people will keep that expense.
Hmm.
It's more of a luxury to have that constantly, right?
Exactly. Because I have one lady, she was going to have a baby, so I went to, oh, that's the thing too. I hate go to the hospital because I always get lost. But yeah, I went to see her, and she was like, "Oh, I never even think like, a service like that exists, like mobile." So, but I asked her, she was in the hospital. But she didn't call me back. Oh no, I guess because she was out of my
Service
zip
area.
code. Yes, yes. But yeah, usually they told me they already have like a membership with a salon next to the house. So yeah,
So
even
you've
if
waxed
they're like, "Oh, you
somebody
can."
in the hospital.
Yes. Oh yeah, I do that a lot.
Really?
I do a lot. Yes, but that's not my favorite place to go. I hate hospital. It's so big, like you always get lost. Oh my God.
Does the
But yeah,
hospital have any issue with you coming in and doing this?
no. Apparently, they used to have somebody who was doing that, but I guess after COVID, they stopped. I don't know. But it's one of the nurses who told me that. And somebody told me, like, oh, you should, do it. But I, no, not the hospital. Because I feel like if I do it over there, I have to spend a day. I have to spend my whole day at the hospital if I have to work with,
Right.
patients. And like, no. You will be surprised how lazy people are. I am lazy myself. So I'm doing mobile waxing, but if I can like pay somebody to come home to give me a massage, I will pay for it, but not every day, of course. So yes. We
So if
are.
anybody's watching, whoever's watching this, if you're thinking of an idea, mobile massages, massages on on demand,
But
you know?
apparently, because I used to do massage before my daughter, but my back, I don't want to do that anymore. But she was telling me like she pay for a lot of people to come to the house, and they always do a bad job. So I mean, that can be good for somebody who want to do that full time because apparently it's hard to find like good masseurs. So.
Do you have any partnerships with any other businesses or
I tried to work with masseurs therapies because when I was going to stop, I said, okay, I already have a client base, and but people just, I don't know, maybe they think like I'm gonna steal the client, or I don't know, but I try, but they didn't want to. But
do you have any social media profiles that you're posting on? Do you use Instagram for your business
I
or Facebook?
used to, but again, it's just too much work for nothing, honestly, because they don't. Even my clients sometimes just like, oh, do you follow me on Instagram? No. I think they just follow me on my personal page because they're curious about me, but like on my business, no, really. So I don't do much, luckily.
When
I think
is
maybe if I try to advertise right now, maybe it could work. But because the last new client I had last week, she told me, "Oh, I wish I knew, your service exists, like sooner." But
with Houston being so warm year round, when is your busy time versus your slow time?
honestly, before I had my membership, December was the slowest. But now that I have membership, I don't really have. Let me check on my. I'm gonna tell you what was the slowest last year. Yeah, having a membership. I have a friend who doing facial, and I tried to recommend her to you guys, but she want me to set up, and I was like, no, I cannot do that. My boyfriend did that for me, and I don't want to go all through the process. But membership, everybody should do membership, but she doesn't want to do that. I don't know why, but my slowest month was August.
And what was the busiest?
Oh, August last year because I had my baby. But apparently 2022 it was August as well. So
And the busy
and the
time?
busy time last year was July. Oh, May, June, July.
And how many
Yes,
bookings do you
and
average
November.
per month?
That's hard because I can't do. Okay, sometimes I can have like a empty schedule for the whole week, and then I have last minute booking, so it's hard to tell because it is on my other phone. But I can say, I don't know, just like that, maybe at least 20 days a
So you have a
weekend.
booking at least every day for 20 days out of the month.
Because some week when I'm not busy, the follow weeks is just crazy. So it just depends.
How much revenue did you do last year?
Good question. I have to check on that because I have to do my tax as well. So, um, the minimum I usually do when I have a bad month is like 2,500, something like that.
What year did you start using Booking Koala?
So I started to use it when COVID started.
So 2020.
Because so that's when my boyfriend moved with me, and I was always on the phone. It was like, why you don't have a booking system? I was like, I don't know which one, and I don't know how that works. So he's the one who did the research for you and like set up everything.
So
But
he
yeah, I
set it
was
up for you.
very, yes, yeah, because I was very, very busy during COVID, and I didn't know if this COVID thing was real. So when people were staying home, I'm just like, I'm not gonna stay like home doing nothing. So yeah, I was very busy.
Where do you see the business in the next 5 to 10 years?
I probably going to open a day
Okay.
spa day, I guess. Um, Yes, because sometimes I really want like to spend like all my day at a spa and I cannot find anything like that. So that would be my next goal, to have everything in one place. Do your hair, your makeup, like everything, your waxing, your massage, everything in one place.
No more mobile.
Probably if I find, people to work with, I probably still gonna have, my mobile business, because I just like the convenience for people.
Convenience is definitely
Mhm.
huge,
Oh yes.
especially when you have a service like yours. If they have a party or something coming up, or families coming in, or
Mhm.
something, having
Oh yes,
that
that was
same
one of
day.
the things too. I used to promote like party events, but it's just hard to find somebody to work with me. So I lost a lot of opportunities like that. Yeah, for example, I was looking to work with like massage therapists and other esthetician, but I don't know, people are afraid, or I don't know. It didn't work out. So I did maybe two events with a friend, but because she living too far, she didn't want to continue. But you have so much opportunity with mobile beauty, but people just doesn't want to drive.
Maybe different parts of the country or in different parts of the world where they do like to travel more, it will definitely be better
Yeah.
for those areas. But
Mhm.
with Houston being so big,
Yes.
I can see why people
But
don't want to
if
drive as much.
I mean, if I was finding the right people, that would be easier, because I will be like, the area I am living right now is Sugarland. I was like, okay, you have one esthetician for Sugarland, so you don't have to drive, like all over the place. Like, just have different people by section.
Hmm.
But I cannot find anybody. So I have one lady who finds me. Apparently, she was doing mobile waxing in New Orleans, and she moved in Houston. And I don't know for how long she was doing that, but she opened her own place and she invited me to a place. That was just interesting. But yeah, but as well, she wasn't waxing men. So she contacted me. She was like, oh, I know you're doing mobile waxing because I found you online and I have lots of men who calling me. Can you take them? I was like, okay, that's nice. But yeah, she doesn't want to drive as well. And she was saying like she was having a hard time to find employees. For a reason, she just stopped and decided to open her own place. But I don't mind if they have like, more people doing that, because Houston is so big, like, and it's not because you wax mean like you are my competitor, because it's just people calling you back because your personality, or the stuff like that. So I'm not scared if somebody else, start the same business. For a reason, I was open to collaborate with more people, but I guess they're scared. Like, I take their, client. I'm just like, no, this is a collaboration. Like, anyway, it's that's sad.
If other businesses don't see, or other people don't want to try it,
Hmm.
it, like we said, it's good for you, but at the same time, you can only work so much by yourself.
Hmm.
If you can't
Exactly.
find good workers that want to
Hmm.
travel, then
Yeah.
you're kind of stuck, you know? Have you tried going into Facebook groups and finding people that way?
Yes, but same thing. No, they always say the same thing. I don't want to drive. Maybe if uh They have like more French or European who come in Houston. Maybe, we'll be able to work with somebody else. But other than that, no.
With the software, what would you say is your favorite feature or favorite part of the software?
Definitely the membership.
The recurring frequencies?
Yes, you make my life easier, like much, much easier. I just but anything, I mean, is my boyfriend who, like I said, will set up everything. The only new stuff I added was 5 weeks instead to 4 weeks, but that's the only thing I didn't know how to, because the 4 weeks the system schedule automatically the clients, but the 5 weeks it doesn't. So that's one of the things too I have to see with you guys. But other than that, it's just, honestly, it's just easier to use.
And you didn't use anything previous, right? Because your boyfriend
No.
told you you were just going off of text
Yeah.
messages and emails,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, because he did a lot of research and he was like, oh, apparently this one is the best. So I was like, okay, trust you.
And he set it up for you. Do you remember how long it took him to set it up?
A few days though, because he said it wasn't that easy for him. So for a reason, when I suggested to my friend and she wanted me to set up, I was just like, no, I didn't set up for myself. So, and we asked my boyfriend, was like, oh no, I don't want to do that. So,
Well, we help with setup. We definitely can help her out. So
mhm.
if you talk to her next time, you can tell her to sign up and email us, and we would be more than happy to help her with setting everything up for her business. What advice would you give to your 10-year-old self or anybody else looking to start something?
Oh, I will definitely tell her, don't listen to people, listen to your guts, because people are so scared. Like, don't ask advice to somebody who is on payroll. Ask advice to another entrepreneur, because if you ask for to somebody who's on payroll, he's always gonna scare you. So don't listen to anybody. Just do your thing, follow your guts, and go for it. Because I wasted one year because I was scared, because my friend told me, don't do that. That's scary. You were living in the United States. They have a gun in the house. It's crazy. So unfortunately, I wasted one year. So if I have to redo that again, I will just zip it and just do it. Don't listen to anybody. Because when you start to listen to people, or when they always ask me, oh, did you have to make how do you call that, the plan, when you have to write down everything? Oh, I
Business
don't know.
plan?
Yes, they always like, do you? I was like, no, I don't make business plan. Like, for all my business, I just go with the flow. If that works, that works. If that, because I feel like when you have a plan B, you already prepare yourself to fail. When you don't have any plan, you just go for it. Like, you put 100% of yourself. But when you have a plan B, you're just like, oh, it's okay. If this one doesn't work, no, I don't work like that. So if I really want to do something, I'm going for, like, and I'm not scared, like, to, because I have, employees I use for my new website, new business, and I'm not afraid to, like, ask for help, because why not? If I can have more free time. So delegation, is it? When, I don't know. Yes. No, I'm no. If I need help, I'm definitely gonna ask for help. I'm not like, oh, I'm doing everything myself. No, because time is money. If I can save my precious time to learn something else, and somebody else who know how to do his job can help me, why not?
Absolutely. Don't listen to people who haven't been in that position. If they've
No.
never owned a business, don't take business advice from them. They're just going to
Mhm.
scare you and
Yes.
make you stop what you're doing.
Mhm.
You said you're not patient in the beginning of this, so that helps. When you start your business, you just go for it and
exactly.
and push
And you
through,
learn
right?
with it. I don't take anything like, for me, failure doesn't exist. You just learn to be better. So if something didn't work, don't say like, oh my God, I waste time or I waste money. It's okay, just experience. You're just learning to make something else better, or to make the same business better. So don't be scared. People are so comfortable with their job, they don't want to try anything new. They're so scared. Oh my God, if I sometimes I want to slap people, just like, come on, come on, do it.
I think it's part of you coming from a different country, immigrating over here and,
Probably.
learning a new language. It's for you, you've already done the big thing. You've
Mhm.
traveled halfway across. I mean, you've moved to different countries in Europe. You've
Yeah.
traveled halfway across the world to live here, learned a new
Mhm.
language. What's harder to do than all that? Once you've done
There is,
that,
I always say, if I did it, I started when I was 18. If I did it, why not you? Like, still be comfortable. And I always say, like, if you don't pursue your job, somebody else gonna hire you to pursue their job. So that's sad. So just go for it, do it, try.
100%. If it's just, you said it perfectly. If you're not going to go for your dreams, someone else is going to hire you for theirs.
Yeah, sadly.
Definitely sad. Nadege, thank you so much for your time and sharing your business with us, and your dreams and your passions. It was a pleasure. And everyone else, stay tuned next week for another episode of the Qualified Podcast.